course, it doesn't help that they were also hit by 2 shareholder suits.
That's right. So the loophole that China is trying to close here is so-called VIE structure. Basically, foreign investors are not allowed to own stocks in Chinese companies. And through the structures, every company that goes public overseas essentially uses a VIE structure. And what China is proposing is that if you want to use that structure, you will need an extra layer of approval. So it will really have a lot of impact on the remaining pipeline of Chinese ADR listing in the US and elsewhere. But more importantly, Didi actually is facing a lot of heat. We haven't really seen, any filings yet, but investors definitely are gearing up for a lot with lawsuits with their lawyers, and potentially we'll see something coming up very soon.
This is going to be a boon for Shanghai Starboard as well as Hong Kong, right?
It is potentially very beneficial for Hong Kong and Shanghai, but most importantly, the U.S. is still the most liquid capital markets. If you are a sizable company such as Didi, you will likely want to tap the most sophisticated investors, as well as the deepest capital markets out there. So the U.S. still has its appeal. But there will be some companies, potentially of smaller sizes, trying to bypass these laws and just do the easy way of just listing in Hong Kong, where you still get the international investors. So it will be interesting to see whether volume goes to Hong Kong in the coming years.
What does it mean for the broader tech sector in China, Chinese ADRs trading in the US?
So there hasn't actually been very many Chinese ADRs listing in the past year. Since 2018 really has been tapering off. And I think what is really important here is that China is saying that data is why they wanted to stop Didi from listing. So data is a concern, the same concern they have said with Ant. So I guess more importantly is that with the data concerns, whether the remaining companies that traffic in the same data that Alibaba or Didi and Ant did will be forced to even delist in the US and have a home listing instead.